Hello everybody and welcome to another Vintage Fans and More product spotlight brought to you by Matthews Fan Company, the Atlas division. Over the past 2 years since my last review with Atlas, the company has been working hard to bring a number of new designs to market while also expanding upon existing collections. Truly customized, one-of-a-kind looks are becoming even more diverse, with assorted blade and motor finish additions across the board. With Atlas, you can now go monochromatic in multiple ways, mix it up with some deep contrast, or go for an entirely natural look with the brand new simulated wood housing finish introduced to the popular Irene Hugger line. These options differ based on the model, but the possibilities from here are essentially limitless as consumers guide the demand for these new expansions. With your reintroduction to Atlas and their latest options out of the way, we can move into today's specific feature. We're taking a look at the new Mollywood fan, a variant of yet another new model, the Molly. Aptly named for its carved wood blades, this fan brings a more natural influence to the signature modern twist of the Molly blade. Mollywood is available in 3 sizes, 42-inch, 52-inch, and 60-inch, and an assortment of mix and match motor and blade finishes including matte black, matte white, and textured bronze for the motor, paired with barnwood, matte black, matte white, or walnut for the blades. My fan is the 42-inch model shown in all matte black. There is no light kit option for the Mollywood. Design impact is critically important to both the Atlas and Matthews lines, so they're not afraid to sacrifice a light source for the sake of a well-executed concept. The precise central joining of the blades is a signature of many Atlas products. It's something that can only be appreciated without a lighting component being in the way. Inside the fan is the very standard DC motor used across this product line. This motor and the electronics are quite basic, but as I work with more and more specialty DC products from specific brands, I still have an immense appreciation for this particular setup. It is absolutely silent, not a single sound of any kind. It's compact but mighty and seems really well optimized to these designs. Speed range is pretty decent in the scope of DC motors over time. Overall, it's been implemented in this line for years and does the job well without any frills. This motor, combined with a 45-degree blade pitch, produces 2,655 cubic feet of air per minute at high speed for the 42-inch model. If you're following the new average energy guide standard, the airflow is 1,656 cubic feet of air per minute. These are fair numbers, but do rank on the lower end for a fan of this size. Performance goes hand in hand with design, so I'll return to the topic of airflow later in the video. As is the case with all DC motor Atlas models, both the wall and handheld control options are included in the box for convenience of selection based on the installation. Such a practice is not typical with the industry, but it's a major detail that I appreciate with this line. The need for purchase of additional accessory controls is eliminated in the vast majority of installations, and a greater level of versatility is provided straight out of the box. Today my fan is shown on the standard 10-inch downrod. Additional longer and shorter downrod lengths are available for appropriate mounting on different ceiling heights. I've put the fan on low speed while we cover some further details. DC Atlas products have always had a good speed range, so for a fan of this smaller size, which would traditionally run higher RPMs, I'm more than satisfied with this low speed. Airflow is slight, which I think is ideal for low speed whenever the controls offer a greater range of speeds to work with. Comfort levels can be widely tuned to preference, and no range of airflow goes without representation. This model adheres to much of the design influence that the Atlas brand has built a reputation on, but like all models within the line, it brings its own unique vibe. It's an attribute I actually appreciate about the Atlas line. They tend to stay within a couple very specific areas of design, but in doing so they're able to deeply refine and curate their fans to offer very particular options for a multitude of environments. By offering a number of various blade and housing profiles in a core variety of finishes, you can really achieve a precise custom look that differs from every other product on the market. There isn't really another brand in the North American market that takes this type of approach, so it's an aspect that always sets Atlas apart. There is such attention paid to every detail of every design, and nothing is brought to market until it's executed perfectly. Most models share a modern simplicity, but they each also have a signature detail that sets them apart. Beyond the gorgeous modern twist of the blade, I'm appreciating the wider and shorter housing profile of the Mollywood. Those couple inches of difference in the housing dimensions make it that much more accessible for lower ceilings and offer a completely different visual proportion than other Atlas models with a cylindrical housing. It's all in the details with these products. The variety allows you to fine-tune almost every aspect in order to suit your space. Now we're up to high speed. The airflow is so quiet and you can see that it's definitely moving some air. I'd like to come back around to the topic of airflow for this fan. Though 2,655 CFM is far from leading in this size category, it's still a fine number for a small fan. It moves good air that I can feel in a way that I'd expect to see, and I'm really quite impressed with it given the mid to lower range CFM number. I have not worked with the larger blade spans to gauge actual perception of airflow with them, but as you increase in size, the CFM numbers do become somewhat less impressive for the respective size categories. Something you have to keep in mind with this design is that the blades are particularly chunky, both in general structure and especially on the leading edge. Most other Atlas products achieve really good performance numbers because their blades are more streamlined or contoured for promotion of airflow. I mention this not to knock the Mollywood in any way, but rather to simply provide the general disclaimer that this model may not be the ideal choice for premium airflow. Exploring beyond the numbers, I'd like to reference my recent observations regarding CFM readings and the fact that I don't feel they always fully represent the human perception. The chunkier blade element of this fan is eerily reminiscent of another fan I recently reviewed, which I was also impressed with airflow-wise, but also ranked lower on the CFM scale. Keeping that in mind, it's hard to really assess the larger spans without directly working with them. What I can say is that top to bottom, I'm thoroughly impressed with the 42-inch version, and I feel that it does bring both design impact and functional air movement to the table. I'm going to turn the fan down to more of a medium speed while I dive deeper into this performance topic. Normally, I don't directly compare one fan to another within my reviews, but I think this is one instance where it would prove beneficial to understanding this fan beyond the numbers. You can see here how the blade used on the Irene and Patricia models in the same 42-inch span moves air almost exclusively directly below the fan. As soon as the tissue moves outside of the direct blade span, there's not much airflow. The fan feels really strong underneath, but it doesn't provide much coverage aside from the residual effects of air moving. By comparison, the Mollywood has less air movement directly below the fan, but moves air much more outward, where you can feel the direct airflow throughout the space. It perhaps doesn't feel as strong as standing directly under the Irene in any one particular spot, but it provides a much greater spread of airflow. Not only is this fan a choice of design, but it's also a choice of airflow pattern. This has been a completely non-scientific visual, so let's bring in a real application, a bedroom. Is your ceiling fan mounted above the foot of the bed? You may want to take the ceiling location into consideration while choosing an Atlas product, based on the importance you place on airflow and whether or not you want to feel a breeze on your face. You actually have the power to choose within this product line. Again, the products are diverse, but limited to a point where you can truly customize a number of details, including airflow. Atlas brings a lot more to the table than may initially meet the eye. Now it's time for me to send you off to see the Mollywood in greater detail, and I'll be back to close out the video. It's no surprise that I've been captivated by yet another Atlas product. This line has always been at the forefront of modern minimalistic and rustic contemporary ceiling fan design. It's absolutely what they do best. Mollywood's clean housing lines and modern blade twist paired with the rustic wood element make the perfect match, while the Atlas finish expansions offer more options to make your fan pop or blend in. It's your choice with so many brand new combinations available. I want to thank Matthews Fan Company's Atlas division for making today's video possible and for the constant support. Matthews has been a key manufacturer partner of mine for years now, and I'm always excited to work with their latest products. You can follow Matthews Fan Company on social media. I've put all of their links along with my own in the description below. Be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell before you leave so that you get updates for all of my new videos. I have so many more amazing new products coming up. Thank you all for watching today, and I will see you next time. Click left to watch my Atlas Super Janet review, or click right for my entire Matthews and Atlas playlist.